I am Dr. Basaraj, Professor in Electronics and Communication Engineering Department, St. Peter Engineering College, Hyderabad. So, in this lecture video, I am going to explain about the digital carrier systems. The digital carrier systems, it is also called the T carrier system, is a member of the series of carrier systems developed by AT&T Bell Laboratories for digital transmission of multiplexed telephone calls. So this is the first systems they have implemented the voice signals in digital transmission. The first version of the transmission system was introduced in 1962 in the Bell system and could transmit up to 24 telephone calls simultaneously over a single transmission lines of copper wire. So then later on, the subsequent specifications carries multiples of basic T1 signals such as T2 signals, then T3, T4 and so on. Now it is also called the T1 and DS circuits. T carrier systems which uses time division multiplexing. It is going to use the time division multiplexing to combine more than one signals. Digital channel was the first system designed to implement digitized voice transmission. These are first systems, as I said, it is the first systems is designed to transmit the voice in digital form, that is digitized voice transmissions. It is also called the T1 circuits. So let us see the hierarchy of T1 circuits. DS0, the representation of digital signal 0, it carries 64 kilobits per second, that is each voice signals they convert into digital form. It is going to represent of bits 64 kilobits. So it is also it is a 1/24th of the T1 carrier. There is a single channel. One channel is going to have the speed of 64 kilobits per second. That is DS0. Then DS1, it is having the transmission speed of 1.544 megabits per second. This is called it is a 1T1. You are going to represent here as a 1T1. 1T1 is having the speed is 1.544 Mbps, but it consists of a 24 channels, means 24 voice channels is combined and it become a T1 carrier. Okay, it is also called the DS1 carrier. So DS1C, it is another one sub. So it is a two T1 carriers combined is going to call as a DS1C. That is total here 48 channels. It is 1T1 is 24 channels, 2T1 is 48 channels. Then DS2, it is of same as 4T1. Then similarly DS3, 28 T1 channels correspondingly number of voice channels. Then DS3C, that is it is a 56 T1 and similarly 1344 channels. And DS4, it is 274.176 megabits per second. The data rate 168 of T1 channels, and total voice channels is of 4032 voice channels. Let us see T1 carrier systems, how it is going to build. So as I said, there are 24 channels, that is the voice channels. Those are actually the voice is on analog signals. You know, from telephone systems, we are going to get the analog signals. Actually here we are transmitting this analog signals in digital form. So here we are going to convert. See here it is converted in digital form by using pulse code modulation. So this pulse code modulation is going to convert each channel analog signal into digital form. So here we are going to combine, the T1 carrier is going to combine 24 voice channels and sampled and quantized and encoded. As you know that is a function of the pulse code modulation. It is the first thing is sampling, second is quantization, third is encoding, assigning the binary numbers. See, it is having time division multiplexing. As you know that here the method we are going to use to combine the signals, that is a time division multiplexing method we are going to use. T1 carrier systems, a transmission rate of 1.544 Mbps. Here we have calculated how it is going to be 1.544 Mbps, that speed. Here each channel is of 8 bits. Okay, so you can know that here. So see here, that is the Bell system has established time division multiplexing PCM systems in North America. The transmission system is known as T carrier systems. The T carrier is the fundamental building block of the multiplexing hierarchy. Hierarchy means it is a more than one multiplexing methods. The T1 carrier consists of 24 voice channels that are sampled, digitized and encoded to a by PCM method. The transmission rate onto the T1 carrier is 1.544 Mbps. Okay, the designations T1 T1 refers to the circuit and signal respectively, that is T1 circuit and T1 signals. Okay, that is T1 frame. How is going to be formed, as I calculated here, each telephone lines is going to generate the analog signal each of 4 kilobytes, 4 kilohertz frequency. With the help of pulse code modulations, we are going to get that analog into digital form. So here we are going to get the 64 kilobits per second at speed. How we are going to get 64 kilobits? As you know that this each analog signal has been sampled with a speed of 8,000 samples per second. This is the data rate. As you know that 4,000, 4K means 4,000. 4,000 frequency, twice the 4,000 frequency is the sampling rate as per the Nyquist criteria. So here 8,000 samples we have taken per second, and each the sample is represented by using 8 bits. So that is 64 kilobits per second. See, each the output from this PCM you are going to get 64 kilobits per second. So these 24 has been combined. So we are going to get the T1 line as 1.544 megabits per second. See here, you can check the calculation in detail. Here you know how T1 frame consists of. It is consist of the 24 channels, channel 0 to channel channel 1 to channel 24. Each channel is going to represent 8 bits. Okay, and it consists of 193 bits totally. See how it is, 24 channel and each is of 8 bits. So 192 bits, and 1 bit is reserved for synchronization purpose. Total 193 bits here. Okay, this 193 bits of is of 8,000 samples. So 8,000 samples per second. So we are going to get 1.544 megabits per second. This is how we are going to calculate the T1 carrier data speed. Similarly, this is another way you can calculate, that is 24 into 8, each channel 8 bits, and 1 plus 1 is added and divided by this the time period of this is the time period of sampling rate. If we divide, we are going to get this another method to calculate the T1 data rate. Yeah. Let us see the T1 frame. T1 frame, it consists of 24 channels. Each channel is of 8 bits, represented with 8 bits. See, of duration, 125 microsecond. Then 1 bit is reserved for synchronization. The total number of bits of T1 bit frame bit rate calculation, 24 channels into 8 bits plus 1 bit, then divide by 125 microsecond. So we are going to get 1.544 Mbps. So you know how we are going to calculate. Here 193 bits divided by 24 slots. It is nothing but channels of each of 8 bits, one extra bit called for framing bit, which is used for synchronization. So 8-bit wise samples are taken from each of 24 channels at the rate of 8000 times per second, as I told, because twice the input signal frequency. So to support this speed, T1 must transmit a DS1 frame every 1 by 8000 samples, that is 125 microsecond. It yields the bit rate of 1.544 Mbps. Yeah, next digital hierarchy. This method we are going to be used the number of channels and all this multiplexing. This method is used in North America digital hierarchy. It is also called the NADH. Okay, here here 24 channel 1 to channel 24, each is of 64 kilobits per second. As you know that how we are going to get 64 kilobits per second, each wise is of 4 kilo. Then that we are using PCM, we are converted into digital by using 8000 samples per second. So we are going to get the data rate is 64 kilobits per second of each wise channel. And these channel 1 to channel 24 has been combined, and that is called the DS1. And similarly here we know we are going to combine these for DS1, we are going to get the DS2, like we are going to combine 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 DS2 channels, we are going to get DS3. Like this we are going to combine and we are going to get the higher bits rate. This is called the digital hierarchy. Means first we are combined 24 channels, we are going to get DS1, then we are combined, we are going to get DS2, then we are combined DS2, we are going to get DS3. So this is how we are going to generate the multiplexing, and the transmission rates is also increasing. So correspondingly we are going to use the transmission lines in that with respect to that speed. So here there is just there is a table of DS and T1 lines, DS1 T1 lines of the rate in megabits per second. Wise channel, how many wise channel, as already we shown in the first table. Here we are combined DS1 and T1. So it is shown here summary of NADH line rates, and next one is the digital speed and T carrier systems, and this is also another way to represent number of T1 and number of wise channel, DS0 channels and number of wise channels. Okay. This is e-carrier systems, European e-carrier lines, they are going to represent as E1 carrier systems. That is, in Europe country they are going to follow this notations, conventions, and the number of channels also different compared to our the North American systems. That concept is same, multiplexing. Once again, similar concepts we are going to use, but different is the number of channels used. Then multiplexing, in case multiplexed and send the telephone wise channels. See, there we need to use another devices to take care of their the performance, and also connectivity will be taken care by another two devices, that is called channel service unit and data service unit. So it is channel service is going to perform some diagnostic functions. Okay, yeah, let us see. The channel service unit is a device used in T1 carrier that performs several protective and diagnostic functions such as lightning protection and density enforcement, means the number of lines as mentioned, the data rate, and loop back for diagnostic testing. Okay, so DSU is the device required to convert digital data from a route to T1 voltage levels and encoding, usually V.35U interface to the router. See, we are going to use the V.35 is the interface serial transmission unit we are going to use, and here the DSU is going to take care of data representation voltage form. Now coming to the SONET. SONET is a synchronous optical network. This has come into picture, you know, different hierarchy. We have seen the T1 carrier, E1 carrier systems. Each is having a different hierarchy, different systems. So to make compatible, and here SONET is a systems. It is not any physical device. It is a design structure. So yes, the SONET has been given a digital design structure for the optical network, so that different incompatible systems can be combined and make the compatible systems. That is how here in the SONET network. So he made a standardized, and so that everyone should follow the some standard systems. See here, it is optical transmission interface. So it is a synchronous optical network. It is used for optical transmission interface purpose. A compatible version of SONET is synchronous digital hierarchy. So another SONET compatible version is the synchronous digital hierarchy. See, major design goals of SONET is it is a synchronous network, requires single clock to handle the timing, synchronization and equipment across the network. It is a single clock to perform all the functions. There should be a standardization of fiber optic transmission systems, equipment sold by different manufacturers. See, there are different vendors will be there, but there should be standardizations. So this SONET has been made a standardizations for all the manufacturers should follow those standardizations. The physical specification frame design must include mechanism that will allow it to carry signals from incompatible systems. They designed such that the other incompatible systems also will be taken the signals and will be transmitted on a optical fiber. SONET is a multiplex transmission mechanism. It is also a multiplexed method. In SONET, we are going to use the multiplexed method to transmit more than one signal. And here also we are going to use the time division multiplexing, as we have studied in the previous about how the T1 carrier systems carry the voice channels more than one by using time division. SONET is an ANSI standard. It is a ANSI standard, and SDH is an ITU-T standard. So we are going to use like SONET/SDH or international physical layer standards that provide specifications for high speed digital transmission via optical fiber. The SONET was developed by Telecom to address the need for fiber optic based standards for broadband transmission within the telecommunication industry. See here, broadband transmission will takes place with the help of this SONET mechanism. So here we are going to use the optical fiber. You know why you are going to use optical fiber? It is a high bandwidth. And there are so many advantages. Let us see the SONET have the several advantages over the copper based T1 hierarchy. So the T1 hierarchy what you studied is that is a copper based. Here we are going to use optical fiber. So as you know that the hundreds of thousands of simultaneous voice and data transmission are possible by using fiber. So fiber is another one great advantage is it is immune to EMI, electromagnetic interference. While transmitting the signals, you know, the lot of electromagnetic interference is going to occur. So fiber is one such a device. It is immune to It is resistive. It is avoid the EMI interference. It is used in LAN and also in WAN. Bandwidth can be allocated as needed basis, and routes can be dynamically configured in this SONET structure. In this fiber optic is going to provide huge bandwidth, so you can configure the required bandwidth. So these are the concepts of the SONET. Further you can go through this below video link.